The sound of waves crashing against the rocks was the only thing that filled the night air in the small coastal town of Bottle. Under a flickering street lamp sat a thin, barefoot boy clutching an old scratched-up guitar. His name was Liam, just 12 years old, but his eyes carried the weight of someone who'd lived through a lifetime of loss. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Liam would sit at that same corner, playing songs for strangers who passed by the marketplace. His voice soft, soulful, and raw floated through the streets like a whisper of forgotten dreams. But most people didn't stop. Some dropped a few coins. Most didn't even look at him. That guitar had once belonged to his father, a fisherman who loved to sing Hotel California while fixing his nets. The song was their favorite. Liam would strum along, and his father would sing the line, "You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave." And they would both laugh, not knowing that one day, that line would feel like a cruel prophecy. One stormy night, 2 years ago, his father went out to sea and never returned. Since then, music had been all Liam had left. Liam's mother tried her best, selling handmade trinkets by the beach. But when she fell ill, and could no longer work, Liam became the provider. He would play for hours, sometimes earning just enough to buy a little rice for dinner. Other nights, they went to bed hungry. Still, he never complained. He would sit beside his mother's bed, softly strumming that same guitar, singing the song that connected them to his father. Hotel California, his dream. To one day perform on a real stage with real lights, real applause. But dreams like that, in a poor fishing town, felt as unreachable as the stars above him. One humid afternoon, while Liam played in the plaza, a group of tourists gathered nearby. Among them was a middle-aged man with a kind face and a camera hanging from his neck. Mr. Raymond, an American music producer traveling through the Philippines on vacation. He heard a faint melody in the distance. Hotel California. At first, he thought it was someone playing through a speaker. But as he got closer, he froze. The voice, it was haunting. So pure, so emotional, it cut through the noise of the crowd. He followed the sound, until he found Liam, sitting on the ground, eyes closed, singing as if he was pouring his soul into every note. Such a lovely place, such a lovely face. The tourists around began to stop and listen. Some pulled out their phones to record. By the time Liam finished the final guitar riff, the plaza had fallen silent. And then applause. Real thunderous applause. Liam's eyes widened. He had never heard that sound before. Applause meant they felt something. Mr. Raymond approached him. "Kid, that was incredible. What's your name?" "Liam, sir," he said shyly. "You've got a gift, Liam. Have you ever sung in front of a big crowd?" He shook his head. "No, sir. Just here. I sing for Mama." Something about that answer tugged at Raymond's heart. He took a deep breath. "What if I told you I could get you on a stage?" Liam blinked, unsure if it was a joke. "There's a music festival happening in Cebu next week. I'm one of the guest judges. How would you like to sing there?" For the first time in years, hope flickered in the boy's eyes. That night, he ran home, bursting with excitement. "Mama! Mama! A man wants me to sing on stage." His mother smiled weakly from her bed. "Your papa would be so proud." She reached out, touching the old guitar. "Take this, Enoch. Play for him. Play for us." Liam nodded, tears brimming in his eyes. The days leading to the competition were a blur of nerves and rehearsals. Raymond helped him polish his performance, even buying him a clean shirt and new shoes, his first pair ever. When the night of the festival arrived, the stage lights nearly blinded him. The crowd was massive, hundreds of people, cameras flashing, music booming. His tiny hands trembled as he held his guitar. The host called his name. "Next up, from Bottle, 12-year-old Liam Santos." The crowd cheered politely. Liam stepped forward, his heart pounding in his chest. The first few notes of Hotel California echoed through the speakers. The crowd fell silent almost instantly. His voice, fragile yet powerful, filled the hall. He didn't just sing the song, he lived it. Every lyric carried the ache of missing his father. Every chord trembled with love for his mother. When he reached the final verse, his eyes glistened, and then he sang that haunting line, "You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave." His voice breaking, but somehow still holding the note. By the end, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. The crowd rose to their feet. A standing ovation. Even the judges wiped away tears. Raymond walked onto the stage, holding the mic. "Ladies and gentlemen, I think we just witnessed something truly special." He turned to Liam. "You didn't just sing that song, you reminded us what music is all about. Truth, heart, and love." The crowd erupted in applause again, but as the lights dimmed and the crowd dispersed, Liam's thoughts went back home to his mother. He clutched the small medal they gave him and whispered, "I did it, Mama." The next morning, he rushed home, eager to tell her everything. But when he stepped inside their small hut, the world seemed to stop. His mother was lying still, her hands folded over her chest. A faint smile on her face. The guitar string he had tuned before leaving still vibrated softly. She was gone. Liam collapsed beside her, clutching her hand. Tears poured silently as he whispered, "I sang for you, Mama. I did it." Days later, the video of his performance went viral across social media. Millions watched, millions cried. People called him the Filipino boy who made the world feel again. Donations began pouring in. Offers from TV shows, record labels, and even international organizations came flooding. But Liam didn't chase fame. He took the money, fixed their little house, and built a small music school by the shore. He called it the Melody Haven, a place where poor children could learn music for free. And every evening, as the sun set, Liam would sit by the shore, guitar in hand, singing the song that started it all. Hotel California. The ocean breeze would carry his voice across the waves, soft, soulful, endless.